I am Interesting Asia Editor-in-Chief Cheyenne Hollis, and today I find myself at the Anantara Bophut Samui Resort. Welcome to the inaugural edition of Interesting Asia Stays, where we take a look at some of the region's hotels, resorts, boutique hotels, and other properties. What makes this resort so special? Well, I'm about to explore that very fact. So why don't you come with me as we learn more about the Anantara Bophut Koh Samui Resort. Like all Anantara properties, the Koh Samui Bophut Resort features this really grand entrance. It's all about giving a sense of what you can expect during your stay at the resort. As you exit the lobby, you'll see the centerpiece of the property, which is this long, drawn-out pool with these huge lily pads surrounded by garden spaces. It is truly remarkable. From there, you sort of traverse the jungle landscapes you would definitely expect to find in Thailand, and eventually make your way to your room. Speaking of the accommodations, my wife and I opted for the Junior Garden Suite during this stay. The 44 square meter setup has a nice bathtub and rain shower, which is pretty important to us, or well, I should say her. These start at roughly $280 a night, although there are cheaper options available at the hotel. I will admit this, totally forgot to get any video of the room, and by the time I remembered, ours was pretty lived in, so instead you'll have to enjoy some stock images. June in Samui can bring about some rain, and we did get hit with a stray shower during our stay. It lasted for about 30 minutes and wasn't really a big deal, but it's something to take in mind. Once the rain had passed, it was time to head to the beach. The hotel is located right on Bophut Beach and has a little private stretch just for guests to enjoy. It's quite frankly awesome, clean, great sand. It's really just ideal. I don't know what more you could ask for. Well, I suppose there is one thing: beach activities. Not only can you just hang out and lounge by the beach, but you'll find a selection of paddle boards and kayaks and all that fun stuff should you want to enjoy the water in a different type of way. And of course, you can just always go for a swim. You can't stay at the beach forever though, so it's time to see what else the resort has on offer. Let's check out the swimming pool, which quite frankly isn't the biggest you'll find. There are plenty of lounge chairs and places to relax though. You'll also find a collection of monkey fountains and sculptures, which are, I don't know, I found a bit odd. Enough monkeying around though. My apologies, that was a really bad pun, but I couldn't really help myself. Anyway, it's time to check out the non-water focused facilities at the Anantara Samui Bophut Resort. So, one of the things I like most about the Anantara Bophut Samui is that the amount of activities on offer are quite good. I'm enjoying a spot of tennis on what is a pretty nice tennis court, all things considered. If you've been to some of the other hotel tennis courts, you'll find. So this is just one of a number of activities you can do here at Anantara. Are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. That was in. After being ejected from the tennis court, it was time to see what the workout room offered. It was a bit small, but had most everything you'd need to get a solid gym session in. There are a couple of restaurants at the hotel, including Guilty, a Peruvian eatery that is perched above the pool and looks pretty cool, although we didn't try it on this stay. We did, however, indulge in breakfast, which had a pretty decent selection and was good overall. I particularly enjoyed the brioche with peanut butter. Come on, I'm eating here, people, get out of here. After exploring the Anantara Koh Samui Bophut Resort, I did uncover a few additional monkey statues, but I've exceeded my number of monkey puns for one video.
You know, you walk by these setups and you think they're going to be super comfortable, but then you actually lay down here and it's not as comfortable as you would assume. But anyway, I digress. Tonight is my final night here at the Anantara Bophut Koh Samui, and I wanted to share some final thoughts with you. Namely, let's take a look at some of the pros and cons. I think the pros, firstly, it's an outstanding location. It really is just, you won't find more things to do. You won't find a better connected location in Samui as you will right here along Bophut Beach. You've got Fisherman's Village, which is a walk away. You're right on the beach. It's just a really great location to stay in Koh Samui. Secondly, the design of Anantara Bophut is really something to behold. And in particular, I think just the layout of the hotel, there's an emphasis placed on privacy. There's a lot of greenery around. It's not the biggest property in the world, but it feels a lot larger than it really is. And a lot of that is just the landscaping, it's the design. You don't feel like you're on top of the other rooms. There's no weird looking into it. Everything has been done to ensure guests have a stay that offers a lot of privacy and a lot of comfort. Finally, the service. Absolutely. Just amazing service. And that's something you'll find at all Anantara properties, at least in my experience. But the staff here does an excellent job, super friendly, and you'll just get a level of service that is just, I think, second to none in Samui, or really Thailand for that matter. As for the negatives, I think the first negative for me would be the spa, or really just the prices of the spa. I think it's frank to say it's overpriced. For what you get, you can find a lot better for less anywhere on the island. It's not to say that the Anantara spa isn't good. It's just really, really expensive compared to, again, just other options out there. Secondly, I really like the rooms, but it can feel a little claustrophobic, at least with our garden villa suite, because there's only the front entrance and there's a window there, but then you kind of just feel everything as you go back. There's no windows, there's no open spaces. So it definitely can be a bit, I don't think claustrophobic is the right word, but it just feels a bit like you're just sort of, it's a narrow, it's a little bit of a smaller space than what you may find elsewhere. Finally, I think the final con, at least for me, the pool's kind of small. It's not bad, but again, if there's people using it, you may be a little annoyed. Like, at least if you're like me, I kind of prefer big pools where I can just sort of go and do my own thing and not be bothered by anyone. That being said, it's right by the beach too, so you don't really need to use the pool, I mean, if we're being honest, but yeah, that's just something to keep in mind here. It's not a massive pool. And one thing I didn't mention in the pros, but I do want to mention here, is the facilities and the things you can do here. Very, very comprehensive list as far as activities. There's always something going on. There's always something you can do today. There's always stuff happening for children, for kids. The kids club is one of the biggest I've seen just about anywhere. So that's another thing to keep in mind too. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my final night here because it really is just peaceful. It's quiet. I feel a little bad for even talking out loud. That's how peaceful and quiet it is, but gotta do what you gotta do to make a video. Anyway, that does it for me. I'm Shine Hollis with Interesting Asia, and you know what we kind of like to say around here, keep it interesting.